What's up, guys? Army-Firedawg back, and tonight is the final day with my Sennheiser HD700s. It has been a very eventful couple weeks demoing these guys, and it is now time to give my official full review of them. So before I get into the review of the headphones, I gotta give a huge shout out to both Sennheiser and the marketing manager Bill Petit for hooking me up with a demo of these. Because without you guys, I probably would not have as extensive of a review of these. So greatly appreciate you guys. I really appreciate the hookup. I'll hopefully do a good partner with y'all in the future. So these headphones have been about a year in the making. These were supposed to be my original and very first product demo and review I had for this channel, so I was kind of excited to finally get them in, but I mean, life happens, so it's kind of hits the delay. But when I finally got these in, I mean, I was stoked silly. I mean, if you remember from my review video, check it out. If you haven't, I'll leave a link to it. Awesome to finally get these in and experience them. But let's get into what I actually thought of them after a couple weeks of really listening to them. Like, I've easily put about 50 hours of listening in the last 2 weeks. These have not left my head at all. So to start out, we'll always start with the construction of them. The construction I found no problem with. They are very, very durable. They're lightweight on the head. They stay firm, and they are very comfortable. From most of my videos, I have a problem with my big, nice ear size with the paddings on the inside. Absolutely not with these. In fact, these don't even touch my ears. They might occasionally brush the main tip here, but not enough for me to even feel it. The issue I do have, however, is with the cans right here. And see how I just barely touched that and it falls just down all the way. That happens very consistently. So when I finally find that sweet spot on my head, I have to constantly, every time I get that off, take it off, find it again. So it's not a huge negative, but it is a notable one nonetheless. The padding, both on the headband and the ear pads, are very, very soft. They use my personal favorite material. There's like that plush kind of velour kind of feel. I've gotten spoiled on it. I think it's the best one for me personally. I can wear it the longest, and I think it just does wonders with the sound. So I'm kind of biased that, but it's wonderful. The isolation factor is, well, it's an open back headphone, so none. But on these is by far the least of any open back headphone I've ever tried, including my 650s. I mean, these, when I put them on, I can't even tell you have them on at all. They have zero isolation whatsoever. Now, in doing such, and I'm kind of skipping ahead going towards the sound part of the review, but the soundstage is by far the largest of any headphone I have ever heard to date. I mean, this thing is massive, but I'll touch on that when I get to the sound factor here very soon. Going down in the construction to its cable, which is a very nice and well shielded braid. Even has on the band where it says Sennheiser right there. That's a nice touch, putting the brand name on the aux jack. I do like that. It's not overkill, but it's very durable. Have zero complaints with the cable, except for the fact, and that's just because of the shielded material, is that it kinks. As you can see, I just untwisted it for myself and I already got one, so you have to twist it around to get that undone. But the feedback is zero. I have zero feedback when it brushes against anything at all, so I hear no response while listening to music, which is a huge plus. Then lastly, on the note of style, or I guess it could be construction, is these just look stunning. I mean, they are gorgeous. Try and get a picture of these. You'll see some better pictures on my full written review. I think I took some pretty nice ones. But I mean, these are just some breathtaking headphones. I have been stopped 3 times now in the 2 weeks asking, hey, what headphones are those? Them are nice. Moving on to what do you care most about, what I've been looking forward to reviewing, and what's easily the first thing that's asked about when talking about or any headphones for that matter, is how do these guys sound? So the sound on these is very critical. And what I mean by this, and I'll of course start with the highs and work down. The treble on these are very, they're really powerful. It does color the rest of the audio, so these are kind of bright headphones, especially when you go from the 650s or my previous headphone I had reviewing, which was the Oppos. These are very bright in comparison, but not to the degree where I say they're cold. They still got nice bass. The upper highs on here they're clean, they're accurate, they do not pierce your ears. They get to that point where on the Oppos where they rolled off, these hit that note perfect. They if you listen to Color of the Moon by Chris Jones, I believe it is, the first 5 seconds of the song is a really, really high and loud pitch bell or something. The Oppos is where you immediately tell the roll off is on there. These note power through that and get you that we're almost at piercing level, but it stops just short, not because of the headphones, but because that's where the audio stops. The mid-highs, or the regular treble, is also very clean. It's very, very nice. But, real quick, in the upper treble range, that mesh right there, these are honestly kind of harsh. Like, they're really sharp in that range, in which case causes some ear fatigue. So after about 2 or so hours of consistent listening, my ears need a break. I mean, they get tired of listening to that sound. But from the rest of the treble, I have no issues at all. Moving towards the midsection, and the mids are very, very clean. They're very neutral. They're accurate to how I believe the artist sounds. They're very natural. They're very airy sounding. The imaging is astounding. When I close my eyes, and especially to a live performance, it's almost as if I'm there. But, and this is my biggest but on these headphones, and I don't know the technical way to describe it, but these have no soul to them. Like when I had that such pride in my Oppo PM1s or the Bowers Wilkins, they have a nice soul, they have a nice body. You have a very central or emotional connection to those headphones. Like you just want to come back and listen to them some more. These do not have that at all. The best way I can explain these is, you know, at work you have that one guy you really want to be friends with, but he's just there to do work, nothing more, nothing less, despite him being really, really good at it. There's just no personality to it, and that describes what these are. They get their job done exquisitely well, wonderfully well. They do their job, but there's just no I want to come back to these factor, if that makes sense. And that I can contribute to two things. First one is that upper treble mesh, and the second one is the lower mid upper bass line. The most instantly notable thing I've got with these is on that lower mid upper bass line. It just sounds so subdued, so thin that it's almost like hollow sound. There's just no presence there. So I think that I will contribute that with my feeling of just emptiness with these headphones. They're immaculately detailed, but they're just, like I said, no missing them factor. Now, going on towards the bass on these, no complaints, other than the upper bass. They're clean, they're accurate, they're relatively fast for a dynamic headphone, but they hit when you want to hit, they're accurate. I don't believe the decay is overdone. I have no complaints with the bass. So normally that would be the end of my review because I've covered the whole aspects, but my good friends from Moon Audio sent me, and I don't have it with me because I had to send it back, their black Dragon cable for these headphones. And I was an avid person of cables do not make a difference in headphones, and if you want my full opinion on that, check out the video, of course, link will be in the description. But how can a cable, especially one that costs $255 starting price, do such a difference with headphones? That is currently half, or almost half of what these headphones currently run. They're on sale for $550, again from Moon Audio's website. So I'll plug them in. I was excited to get them in, sure, but I plug them into my amp. I close my eyes so I get a full listen, and my eyes shot open. I was like, wow. You notice a difference. I'll leave my full description on this, of course, in the review. Check that out. and you get your first stuff I mean. But from here, I'll talk about the differences the cable made with these headphones. So, in the treble line, I didn't really notice too much of a difference. There wasn't that much, except where they made them slightly less harsh, maybe warmed them up a little bit, but not much at all. Not much at all. The mids added a wonderful amount of warmth to them. That trench in the lower mid upper bass range kind of got filled in with some warmth and well needed fullness, so I had more of a eagerness to listen to them. I enjoy listening to them longer, so that really helped out. So that goes back to my contributing the emptiness of these in that range. Well, the Black Dragon cable helped out a lot. The mids, or the vocals, I think they sounded more lifelike. They sounded more prominent. They just had more soul to the actual vocals of the artists. And so going back to the standard cables, I really missed that factor. Now on the bass, it did some to the bass. I think in the sub bass level, it didn't do nothing. I had no discernible difference at all in the sub bass. Maybe a slight increase or deepening in the mid bass. But, and this is the biggest instant prominent that shot my eyes open, is how fast it made the bass. Like, I thought I was listening to a planar magnetic with how fast the bass hit and stopped on these. I'm not that technically savvy of how a cable can do that, but it was astounding to see the difference as far as the hit and stop, or the speed and tightness of the bass response once you equipped the Black Dragon from Moon Audio. That was wonderful. I was stunned at the difference a cable made. But that's actually all I have for these guys. I love listening to them. I'm excited I finally got to hear them after a year in the workings. But if you like the content, guys, make sure you smash that like button. If you have a friend of yours who's been thinking about some Sennheiser HD700s or any of my other products, hit that share button, introduce them to my channel. I'd greatly appreciate meeting them. Or if you have any questions, feel free to hit them in the comment section. I will easily reply to you and happily reply to you as soon as I can see your comment, guys. So hit me up, talk to me some. And of course, if you like my content or just want to come back and say hey, smash that subscribe button, guys. I greatly appreciate it. But as always, my name is Army-Firedawg. It's been a pleasure. Until next time, my friends, stay safe.